In this video, I'm going to talk to you about creating a model for your business. One of the biggest problems that agencies are going to have in kind of 2020 going forward are things like USPs. Why would someone hire you? Are you going to be able to scale? All of these questions and more can be answered by creating a model that your customers can understand. So when we think about a traditional agency, what we tend to think about is customers coming in, us servicing them, having a conversation with them, building whatever creative solution it is for them, and then moving on. The problem, however, is that it's not going to be long, and this sounds like kind of tinfoil hat conspiracy theory level stuff. It's not going to be long before machine automation is going to take a huge part of that kind of out of the equation. Despite the fact there's already so many people from emerging markets entering the funnel space and offering basically the exact same products and services that you're offering to your customers, how do you differentiate yourself, and how are you going to keep differentiating yourself in the future? If you want 49 niche examples written out that you can download today, I've got my 49 niche example list just for funnel builders free in the description below. Get access to my 49 niche examples just for funnel builders by clicking the link in the description below, or head to sellyourservice.co.uk/49 niches. That's why we're going to create something called a model. You've probably heard the term business model out a lot, and that's kind of applying a model to your business. And I want us to think a little bit meta and think above that and think about how are you going to create a model for your customers. For example, probably the easiest model that we're all aware of is the funnel, right? As funnel builders, we should all understand that model. This is a pretty good example of a business model. We basically take leads up here, and through our systems and processes, we end up with a bunch of sales and customers out the end. If someone was to ask you, what's your business model? You might say to them, well, I start with blog content out the top here. I then also offer them a consult. We work with them through a kind of a qualification process, and then we end out at the bottom here by offering a sales process. You might also have a number of business models that you apply to your business. And the reason that images or diagrams like this work is because it allows us to understand what's happening from quite a conceptual sort of like ethereal viewpoint of the world. It's really easy for us to imagine what leads could be out there, and then reading your blog and then going through a consultation process and kind of going through that. We're actually going to create a model or some kind of system or framework, or you should be creating a model or a system or framework for your customers for them to go through. So the reason for this is because the current agency model doesn't really scale. I've got 3 questions in my book, From Single to Scale, where I talk about, can you handle 1,000 leads a day? Or if I gave you 1,000 customers, would you be able to deliver the same level of quality and content to them? Is the process repeatable? Is every single customer going to get the same process, the same outcome? And can someone or something else deliver the end result to the customer? And at the center of that is a model. I want to share with you a really quick framework. This is another model, right? We start over here with ideas. Now, if you've got a niche, you're going to have ideas about that niche. You're going to have beliefs about that niche. For example, with funnel builders, I believe that you should sell futures, not features. That's an idea, right? That's a belief. I also have my customer product matrix, which you might have seen in Apex campaigns. And we've also got the 25K drop, which is a method of being able to work out your prices. Those are basically ideas that if I had long enough and all the resources in the world, I could just talk to you about. I need to then transform those ideas into what we call IP, or intellectual property. Those are then the models that help people understand the ideas, and the ideas are what we put towards our niche. For example, intellectual property is simply the phrase sell futures, not features, and it basically allows me to kind of frame, if you're going to be selling something, don't sell the features and the gubbins, sell the future that those gubbins give that customer. So that's the intellectual property. I could trademark that, and we've probably got courses and books and stuff coming out about the concept of sell futures, not features. The customer product matrix is basically that quadrant framework here, where I tell people to walk through those different quadrants and where they should spend their time and money with customers when creating customer campaigns. And the 25K drop is basically a pricing framework that starts with a 25K price and works itself down to like a $19 price. This kind of intellectual property here, these are models that can scale. I can create multiple types of media from this, such as blog posts, book content, podcasts. This also counts as like consultation because I'm going to be taking a customer through that and training them and educating them. It might be as well that I create one-on-one services and I end up building out a sales funnel for somebody, or I end up building that website for someone based around some of those ideas. But when we create a framework, or a model, we begin to create something that's much more scalable and also gives you a massive USP in the market. For example, let's say that you've got an idea based on your niche. Remember, you have to have the niche kind of sitting above the idea, because without any kind of targeting, you won't have necessarily a direction for where those ideas come from. So let's say that your niche is authors, right? It's basically people who write books and you want to turn them into a course. And one of your kind of points is you should actually sell first and build second, right? And you've seen this time and time again with your customers, that if you help them build a marketing campaign to sell the course first, generate pre-sales, and then work backwards and then build it after you've made the sales, you know that that's a successful type of campaign. And maybe that's the type of campaign that you want to build for your niche. The IP is the model or the framework or whatever it is that helps that customer understand the idea and apply it to their business. So maybe you have like a quadrant framework, maybe you have a triangle framework. This process here, the archway, is a really popular one. In fact, I've even got it down here with the guys at KPI with the capstone pitch. Is a really easy one. And so you have like step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way to the end. That's a really good way of being able to apply a framework to your model and to your ideas, and that's what allows you to then create media which scales out massively. I know this has been a bit more of a conceptual video, and I hope that you're beginning to see and understand how to scale your agency, or any business for that matter, rather than just applying a business model to your business. Perhaps start thinking about a model from your ideas that allows your customers to apply it to their business, which is also very, very scalable because you can create media from it. And by the way, the next stage on from this is software. So to create software that actually accelerates the results that the media and the IP gets. I've got a live event coming out in July in the UK, July the 20th to the 21st, that's in 2020. So July the 20th and the 21st in 2020. Talking about scale and how to scale out our agency. We're going to do this kind of stuff and much, much more during the process. I'd love to see you there, but in the meantime, I'm going to put some links in that down below. Do you have a model or something that is unique about your business that you apply to your niche, so that when someone asks the question, why should I use you rather than ABC, you say, well, actually, we're the only people that have got the sell first, build second framework that we use specifically for authors who want to build a course. Let me know in the comments below if you've got anything like that, or if this video helped spark a few ideas about where you want to take your agency. Thank you so much for watching. Massively appreciate you spending some time with me. In the meantime, go ahead and check out some of my other videos. Have courage, commit, and take action.